bit of a late start today. This Vlogmas situation is wild. If you have a favorite Vlogmas content creator, y'all check on them. I don't think any of us are doing well. This Vlogmas situation is wild, keeping up with like the uploading and the filming and the editing and whatever. So I'm having a little bit of a later start today because normally I edit my videos the night before and then they go up at 9 a.m. and last night I got home and I was feeling good and I feel like doing that. So this will hopefully be up it's 10:30. You can see what time it is. This will hopefully be done depending. Oh, YouTube just let me have my video. This is going up now. And then I'm gonna go figure out what I'm doing with the rest of my Sunday.
Is that gonna look weird on the very top? I feel like it's gonna look strange. Yeah.
Are all the draws shortages?
All the draws? You've been talking to me too long. Wow. All the draws.
Okay, sock time. It's day 4 of Vlogmas. I've started like pre-ripping these a little bit so I don't have to mangle it so much on camera, and I still mangle it anyway. Ooh, what? These must be little minis. Oh my gosh, doing this with one hand is awful. Look at these little Minnie Mouse socks. Okay, again, doing these with one hand. I should probably pull back a little bit. There we go. Look at these little Minnie Mouse socks. I love these. I fully love these. And another pair of crew socks, which again is my preference. I'm very jazzed about these. I'm gonna go get these on my toes and then get out the door. Because I got places to be and things to do and people to see. Good morning, friends. Happy Sunday. I am out, I'm actually heading to one of my friends' houses. We are watching Steven Universe for D&D research, which is like the best reason to watch Steven Universe. I love Steven Universe. We're watching Steven Universe do D&D research. We're building Spelljammer characters. So I am going to head upstairs. We're going to do like brunch and hang out. And it's going to be a great way to start Sunday. It is raining and it's kind of cold and kind of gross today. So honestly, bagels and Steven Universe seems like a great time. I have a knitting project with me. I always have a knitting project with me. We're gonna, start our afternoon. It is raining so hard outside today, and all I want to do is go back to bed, but we have jobs to do. So socks. What's behind day number 5? Look, y'all, look at what I've done to this box. It's just not socks. Day 5 socks. Ooh, more Minnie Mouse socks. Okay, these look like ankle socks though. Let's pop these open. Oh, these are super cute. I love this color. Why did I say color like that? Ooh, I am just hungover enough to be annoyed. I love this color. And I love the bow and I love her face. And I love that yesterday's socks were black Minnie Mouse socks and today's socks are coral Minnie Mouse socks. All right, I'm gonna get these on my feet. I'm gonna go find my umbrella because it is, again, raining cats and dogs. I just checked the weather. There's a coastal flood warning for Brooklyn. I'm just like, isn't that enough for me to stay home? It's not, it really isn't. Gonna get this on, gonna get to work, and then I'm coming straight home. There are no adventures because again, God is trying to drown us all. So no adventures today, work and home. That is what's on the docket today, work and home. It is not just raining, it is a monsoon. There's wind and there are puddles everywhere and I've gotten 3 blocks and my socks are already wet. We're having the best day, y'all, the best day. Y'all, we need to talk and spend 10 seconds dissecting how disrespectful this sunshine is after I nearly drowned on my way to work today. After it looked like I waded through the monsoon and was trying to find a spot on Noah and his stupid ark. Look at this sunshine, like fully disrespectful, full on. I deserve an apology. I deserve some reparations. I have demands. Rude, just rude. Didn't come for this, not leaving without it. Y'all, we're leveling up today. We are here for a very particular toy, and it's on the shelf, and it's about to be mine. Okay, I was sitting down to add some fabric to AirTable, and I remember, I think it was Jordan. If it was Jordan, hey Jordan, what up? Jordan was asking, I'm pretty sure it was Jordan, was asking for an AirTable tour, and since I was sitting down here to add a few fabrics, because really my goal is to hopefully start organizing my fabric, and I need to get some fabrics loaded into AirTable before I start organizing it. So I figured I would just sit here and add, I don't know if I'll get all my fabric added into AirTable tonight, but I thought I would just work on it for like 10 minutes. I'm gonna give myself 10 minutes, a 10-minute chore, because I'm gonna find this really tedious and monotonous. I'm gonna give myself 10 minutes. I'm gonna talk to y'all for like 2 of them, and then I'm going to put some music on and give myself 10 minutes. But I figured I would show you my AirTable setup. So AirTable is a website situation. They do have an app for, I'm sure they have an app for Android. I'm an Apple girly through and through, so they have an app. But it's what I use to organize my fabric stash. I have 2 AirTable, okay, how do I get to my other base? I have 2 AirTable bases. I have So Organized, which is this one, and I have Tashi's Woolly Wonders, which is not as updated. Neither of these bases are as updated as they should be. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Neither of these are as updated as they should be. This is like my fleece status situation. I keep my fleece cards organized in the Kanban or Kanban. So like unscoured, scoured, where it's stored, what I'm doing with them, what steps they're in. And again, this is not nearly as updated as it should be. I actually probably have like 12 fleeces. That's exaggerating. I probably have a few fleeces that I need to add, but like here are all the ones that are unscoured. This is definitely not correct. There are a lot more that are unscoured in here. The Great Debacle has been thrown away, but that is one of my favorite fleece names because it was not good and I threw it out. I want to talk about, you know, the bargain fleeces. Yeah. So here's my unscoured situation, and actually some of these are clean, so I need to move them over, and then I move them to scoured if they're just sitting on the drying mats, and then once I've figured out where I'm storing them, they either go in vacuum bags or they go in bins / pillowcases. And these are the ones that I don't plan on working on immediately go in vacuum bags. The ones that I do plan on working on first go in bins, which is how I know that this has not been updated, because there are a lot more in pillowcases. And then when I'm ready to start working on them, they go to next for prep. And if I need to like do any flicking, or if I'm going to what's the word, pull, when you pull them apart, pick them, they go in next for prep. And then once I decide how I'm prepping them, they either go into carding or combing. I have actually finished this, and I think I'm going to move this back. I'm pointing at the screen like you could see it. I think I'm going to move the Parendale back to carding. And then once all the fiber is done prep, it'll be in ready for spinning. And again, I have 2 fleeces that I've completely carded that are not in the ready for spinning category because I just have not updated this in some time. And then they go to spinning, and then they go to finish if they're finished. And then hopefully I have pictures of like my hand process. So then here is my hand process situation. Sorry, I got distracted and had to pause for a second. So here's my hand process situation, which again, we're gonna pretend that this is updated. So these are all the fleeces that I'm working on. There are always sirens over here. We live near a hospital. It is just the routine of living near a hospital in Brooklyn. So these are all the ones that I've been working on, the status, what have you. We're going to pretend that this has been updated. I will show you. Here's my fiber inventory, which I'm in the process of moving from Ravelry. I was originally using Ravelry to store all my fiber inventory. I'm in the process of moving my inventory from Ravelry. So this is not even like close to complete, but I have it organized by like prep type. So if it's commercial top, if it's fleece, if it's roving, and then the breed, the vendors, and when I got it. Oh, there's no 2023 editions in here. I was doing really well. I was doing really good on this. And then, you know, spoons. But I really do want to get this worked on. So I'm going to continue to move stuff over here. I find this easier to use than Ravelry because one, I can open it on all my devices, but two, I can also just, I really, sorry guys, sorry about the sirens. I'm waiting for it to go past and it is just not doing that. I can just sort by breed. I can do a number of things. I can sort by dire, which again, you can do on Ravelry. I just find this to be more user-friendly. And then here are some of my projects, which I'm not gonna keep saying that I need to be better about updating my projects. I do. This is it in grid view. I'm gonna switch it to, I'm gonna take it off of grid view. What views do I have? Gallery. That's what I want to do. So here's gallery view, so you can see all my projects. So here you can see my start date if I put it, my end date if I put it, and then status. So if I wanted it to be in gallery view, here's what gallery view looks like. I can switch it to, do I have a Kanban here? Project workflow is my Kanban. So here's the Kanban. If it's on the spindle, on the bobbin, resting, on the bobbin plying, needs scanning, needs washing, and finished. So most of the projects here are in finish because I have actually finished things and I have not put any of my whips into Airtable. But here's how I use it for spinning. We're gonna go back to sewing, which is what I was gonna be working on. This is actually considerably longer than I thought it was going to be. So I hope this is useful for somebody because I am talking a whole lot. Here's how I use it for sewing. So here's my fabric stash. Get away. Like, we know this is created by Tashiana Gordon. Please move. What? How do I make that go away? Airtable, stop. Okay, here we go. So here's how I keep my fabric organized. I have it first organized by fiber. So it says group by one field. This is the field that is grouped by. It's grouped by fiber. So here's all my cottons. And I just take a picture straight from the website if there is a picture on the website. If not, I take a picture of it when I bring it home. I have my how much of it. I have my units. So if I buy Canadian fabric, it does come in meters. So I do make a point to note whether it's in yards or meters. And then I put the width of the fabric because, you know, you can get fabric in different widths and the yardage you're going to need is different. I do keep a track of the cost because I like to track the cost per wear of something. So I need to know how much money I put into a fabric, and then the fabric source, whether it's knit or woven, and then the overview of the weight. It was just easier for me to do it like this because then I could put lightweight, medium weight, heavyweight instead of putting exact weights. And then I have my fiber, and then I have my color family. I have whether it's washed or not. And then if I bought it with a particular thread match, I put the thread match here. If I bought it with a pattern in mind, I put the pattern there. And so if I have the pattern in my pattern library, it automatically imports the picture of the pattern. And then if I've used it and I have leftovers, there it is. And if I've actually made the project, this is what the project page is. And then if I use it up, it disappears. So if I check that this fabric has been used up, it actually removes it from my Airtable and puts it somewhere else. So I'm not constantly looking at fabrics that I've used. This is actually more up to date than my knitting stash because sewing fabric is really, like, I don't want to constantly be looking at something that I don't have on my shelf. I have in fact used this denim to make a skirt. I'm just looking at this. I think everything else is updated though. So here's what my fabric stash looks like. You're waiting. I have to wait for the internet to let my pictures load. This is all the fabric. So this was, I had put it in but not washed. So all this stuff is stuff that I had loaded into Airtable but not washed. This I'd loaded into Airtable. Like all these recent fabrics in the cotton category were not washed. This is what I took to the laundromat. But there's a bunch of stuff that I did take to the laundromat that was also not washed. So here's like some basic stuff that I got from Joann's. Here is my knits, some other knits, more knits, some linen, linen and viscose, linen and rayon, viscose, tencel, rayon. So here's where my fabric stash stands right now. This is going to change as I add stuff. Over here are my projects. And hopefully this is not, I'm wondering if I'm like bogging down my computer by trying to film and use this thing because it normally does not take this long. So I think it's just, we're just gonna wait for it. We're gonna be gentle, we're gonna give it time because it's starting to make fun noises and I think I'm just asking it to do too much. Can I please look at my projects? All right, we're gonna wait and I'll just edit this out. Okay, never mind. Maybe, fingers crossed, it's loading. Maybe. Editing Tashi will remove this. Okay, projects. This has not been updated because it does not include any of the things I made in May, for Me Made May. But I do put the project, the pattern, my picture of me wearing it, one of the pictures. There are probably more than one picture. If I have the pattern photo in the Airtable, it puts it there. It auto-populates all this information. It auto-populates the picture, the designer, and then I put the fabric stash, and it auto-populates the picture of the fabric. And then I like to organize my makes by season. And right now this is grouped, I think this is grouped by the planning status. So I have all my complete projects, my like printed projects. This is grouped by planning status. And then I have my start date, my complete date, and my notes. So I put what size I made, if I made any mods, if I shared it, the cost of the project, how many times I've worn it. And so Airtable automatically calculates my cost per wear. This only works if I remember to update every time I wear my things. And I'm trying to be better about that because I really want to get the cost per wear of my Me Mades down, so that I'm not just contributing to fast fashion, but sewing it myself. So here are a lot of the things that I've made. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen all of these. We are going to, you know, give Airtable time to load all these pictures. But if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen all these things. So here's all the things that I've made that I've actually added into Airtable. We're going to go down to... Oh, actually, I've added more stuff in here than I thought I did, because I made my bobs during Me Made May. Okay, so here are some things that are in progress, and I actually threw this away because I did not do enough of a toile and it doesn't fit, so I threw it out. I would have had to, there was no saving it, and I didn't have the energy to harvest the fabric, so it just went bye-bye. It wasn't bringing me joy and it was stressing me out. So here are some things in the planning stage. So these are all things that I've been planning, and I actually had a project in timeout that I must have finished because I also have timeout. So this is how this page is grouped. It's grouped by the planning stage, and it's basically what I'm daydreaming. So we have my projects, we have my pattern stash. We're gonna go to patterns, and then we're gonna, again, wait for this to load. So, you know, entertain. You don't have to entertain yourself because I'm just gonna remove all this dead space out. Okay, so I had to like fully stop recording and then turn the recording back on. I think this whole screen grab situation makes between the screen grab and Airtable and the amount of internet this thing takes, it makes my computer angry. So again, we are going to pretend that this has been updated because I have not updated Airtable in probably 3 months, and I did get some patterns recently. I will share with you my pattern library that is updated, and I keep my patterns stored in 2 places. Airtable is my favorite place, but I do keep my patterns stored somewhere else that I can show you that is updated for all, you know, you sewing geeks. So here's how I store my patterns in Airtable. I like to have the pattern draft. So this is stored by garment type. So all of my basically my tabs, I keep pointing at the screen like you can see me pointing at the screen. All of my tabs are sorted somehow. This is stored by garment type. So I have my garment type, and then I have whether it was free or whether I bought it or whether it was gifted. And then if it's the pattern ready, so if it's just in my library, if I sent it to a copy shop, or if I printed it and taped it together. That's what pattern ready means. If I've made it, sure. If it's TNT, if I loved it, if I would make it again, that's what that is. And here's my library. So here are all my dresses. Here are all my dresses that also come with top views. So here's all my dresses and my tops. Here's all my dresses that are also jumpsuits, straight tops, lots of tops, lots and lots of tops. I like sewing patterns. Oh, this also includes things that are on my wish list. I will say that. So like, sometimes I buy fabric with the intention of making it for a pattern, and I don't have the pattern yet because I'm not sure that I'm married to that idea of a pattern. So I do put things here if they're on my wish list, if I intend to eventually buy it, and I want to make sure that I remember that I bought that fabric for a pattern. I will just put the pattern and the designer, so I remember how to get that pattern, on my wish list. So this is not my entire library. That would be wild. Once I add the patterns, it would be wild. And then here are all my bottoms. A mix of purchased and free and wish lists. Here are some overalls, which I have made the Burnside bibs, so I need to add that. Again, that's how I know this is not accurate. Here's my skirt patterns, my jumpsuits. Oh, I must have the Burnside bibs in jumpsuits. So why do I have overalls and jumpsuits? That seems redundant. Jackets are here, shorts, and then undies, because I do enjoy, you know, making spicy things sometimes, and then jeans. And I do keep jeans separate from
Bottoms, there's a little bit of overlap, but I enjoy having them be a little bit more specific. So here's how I use Airtable to organize, you know, or to pretend to give myself the illusion of being organized, because I don't know if it counts. To give myself the illusion of being organized. Maybe I can show you where my, hold please, if I can show you where my actual, like all my sewing patterns are. Hold please. So all my sewing patterns are stored in the cloud because I am an Apple girly through and through. And actually I have not added my Black Friday purchases to this yet, but all my sewing patterns are stored in the cloud and I keep them stored in folders. Sometimes I just don't rename them. So you can see right here, I did not rename this. Sometimes I don't rename them, but most of the time I rename them so that they all look the same. I like things to be matching conventions. I'm just that person. These all have closet core first, and I need to change them so that they're organized by the pattern name and not by the brand name. I try to have them all be organized by the pattern name. I have not succeeded. See, these both say Daughter Judy. I have not succeeded. But here's where I keep my pattern stash so that I can, and the reason I like it's in the cloud because I can access it on my phone and my computer and my iPad. So wherever I'm like daydreaming about a project, I have access to my entire pattern library. I don't buy printed patterns. I only use PDF patterns because I like to print from a layered view. So when I say from a layered view, what can I open? So if I open this, I have the instructions, I have the pattern, I have the print at home, and I have the copy shop. This is what you would send to a copy shop. This is if you print at home. So let's see. Is my computer going to embarrass me? Or is it going to cooperate? We're going to attempt to open the print at home view. Actually, it might just be mad at me because I'm doing too much today, which honestly, computer, I get it. I have too many programs open and I'm doing too much. Oh, it did work. So does this pattern have layers? Okay, so if a pattern has layers, you would have the pattern layers and you could just turn off everything but your size. So I'm going to turn off everything but like, let's say size 18. So I'm just going to go in and turn off all these sizes, blah, blah, blah. So that when I print the pattern, it only prints my size. And I don't have to worry about adjusting and tracing to find all the other lines. That makes my eyeballs hurt and I don't enjoy it. So this is part of the reason why I prefer PDF patterns. Is it nice to not have to worry about printing your own pattern? Yes, but sometimes the convenience of having a layered pattern is worth it. So that is how I organize all of my sewing stuff. We're gonna go ahead and add 2 fabrics into Airtable. We will see if Airtable cooperates. If not, you'll just have to pretend that I did it and you saw me. Okay, I'll cross your fingers that this works. So I'm going to add, nope, that's not the right button. I think this is it. I'm gonna add a record. So here is the record that I'm going to add, and I'm going to expand it. Nope, that's not it, it's the wrong button. I normally do this on my phone. I don't ever do this on my computer. I'm gonna expand the record, here we go. I'm gonna expand the record so I can see all the things that I'm adding. And then I'm going to go in thing and find, all right, so I'm going to add some double gauze that I got from Salt Lake Society. So organic double gauze, and it's the color butterscotch. I just went to my receipts to find something. The pictures are on my phone. I'm gonna go back and add the pictures later. I have 1.5 yards of this. So I'm gonna go down, it's in yards. It is 45 inches. What? This doesn't have the cost. I'm gonna have to go find it somewhere else. And then Salt Lake Society. Every time I add something, it just saves it as a record. It is a knit fabric. It is lightweight. It is cotton. It is yellow. So we're gonna put it in the mustard family. It is indeed washed. I do not have a thread match, and I got it to make the Donnie shirt. So it'll automatically load this. And then that's it. When did I buy it? I don't remember. I think I got it sometime over the summer. We're just gonna say I got it in like August, whatever. So I have that. And then that's it. I'm going to wait, where's the save button on this? Oh my goodness. This is what happened. I'm gonna hit enter. Is it enter? Is that how you do it? Okay, is enter how you do it? Perfection. So here's the new record that I've added. It's right here. And hopefully when I click off of this, it'll go, it did exactly what I was supposed to do. It is now underneath the cottons. So eventually I will add the picture, and then that's how I add a record. So that's how I add a record. I'm gonna add another double gauze. This is in the color pine. And if I didn't want to like expand it, I could just do it like this, and I could just tab across and see all the things. And then if I start typing the first letter of something, it'll come up as an option. So like I'm just typing away and it comes up as an option. I just have to make sure I click on it, because if I don't click on it and I tab it away, the thing that Airtable does that makes me crazy is it adds it. So I would have like, now it says Scott. I didn't type Scott, I typed cotton. So there we go. So I have cotton, this is green. So I have olive and greens. No. Olive and greens. Please cooperate. Stop embarrassing me. And it is indeed washed. I don't have the thread match. This is also to make a Donnie shirt. And that is how I use Airtable to organize my fabric. I hope, and my, just organize in general. I hope that was helpful. I got this template from a minimalist machinist on Instagram, but then I did go in and like manipulate the heck out of it to make me happy. But yeah, and sometimes it's just really cool to like scroll through and see what I have and just be inspired, because as much as I put like patterns in mind, that changes because I respect the ebb and flow of my interests. And sometimes it's just cool to scroll through and see what I've had, or also scroll through my projects and see what I've done. I hope that was helpful. I really do. Hey. I thought we'd sit and knit for a little bit. I have put down my traveler shawl because I found my test knit that was missing. And we need to actually make some real progress on it. So I found my test knit that was missing. We are going to get back to work on actually getting some rows on it. Yesterday I managed to knit 4 inches on just the front, and the goal was to get it joined in the round. And so yesterday I managed to get it joined in the round. So I knit my 4 inches on the front, got it joined in the round, and managed to knit 1 inch on the body. So my goal tonight is to get 2 inches on the body, which is that's not a lofty goal for me. Like, that's a very accessible goal. 2 inches on the body is very accessible. So here's my test knit so far. This is the Lagom by my friend Sam that I'm knitting out of Sunday Morning DK in the color Simple Pleasures. We are in the round. I love the shaping of this. It's like a fun raglan drop shoulder situation. I think this is gonna be a really good color on me. So I thought we would just sit and knit for a little bit and just kind of decompress. Today was a day. It wasn't like the worst day. Like I've had harder days this month for sure. The rain was a big downer, honestly. I really did think God was trying to drown me, and I was trying to like figure out what I did wrong and what I did to deserve it, because honestly, big man upstairs, not a fan. But otherwise, today was fine. It wasn't like I spent the whole day doing paperwork, doing mind-numbing paperwork. Days like this are the days where I wonder if taking the DON job and taking like a management position was the job that was for me, because it means I'm like in the operating room less and less and doing like administrative stuff more and more, and I don't know that is really what I want to do. That's where we are. I don't know if that's really what I want to do. So it's days like today where I'm just like, was this the right call for me? I know that I'm doing like really, really good work in my position. I'm trying to practice knitting without looking. You guys, aren't you proud of me? Which is why I was like, what if I like talked for a few minutes while I have my knitting in my hands? I know that I'm doing really, really good work in my position, and I know that like the things that I'm doing are vital, and the changes that I'm implementing are vital. Oh, hold for Mama Starlight. Hold for Mama Starlight. Sal, what's up? Very important question. Who's baking this year? Okay, the cake has been secured, y'all, which is, very important. It was very important that I get my cake. My aunts are being real frisky this year, and none of them are baking, but my mom has a connection where she can buy cake. So, important things are happening. And I need my cake. So I was sitting here and I was just thinking, and I've been doing a lot of thinking, especially in this season, about like how I can love and how I can honor myself. Like I keep talking about this being the season of Starlight, and it's just, the season of Starlight for me starts on my birthday, which, y'all, I'm an incredibly vain creature. I don't think any of y'all are surprised by this. The season of Starlight for me starts on my birthday, but I'm really, it makes sense. Like the days are getting shorter, the nights are getting longer, and the Starlight hours are getting longer and longer. And Cece likes to joke that she's a forest witch trying to be friends with a celestial witch, which, Cece, I love you if you're watching this. But I'm all about the midnight hours, the Starlight hours. I've been waking up at like 2 a.m. almost every day for the last like 2 weeks. And at first I was just being really frustrated about it. And I was just like, wait, hold on. I'm up during the starlight hours. Like, what can I do that's good for myself instead of being frustrated about being awake, and instead of like panic shopping because I'm frustrated about being awake? And I've just been using that time to kind of like love on myself a little bit. I mean, it's not quiet. Josh was snoring. The cats are running around doing miscellaneous things. Josh was now coughing. Nothing about the starlight hours are quiet, but they could be. They're quiet internally, and they're places for like peace and solace and joy and reflection. And so I've just been really prioritizing being good to myself right now. And I think I said this the other day, like, if you're not good to, it's that like woohoo, rewind. It's that like RuPaul thing. If you watch Drag Race and she's like, oh God, if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anybody else? Can I get an amen? And everybody says, amen, amen, Ru, amen. I've just been practicing like changing the way I talk to myself and I talk about myself. It's just so funny that I was watching Kayla and she was talking about like love languages, because my love language is and has always been words of affirmation. It is the way that I give love, but it is also the way that I receive love. And like, not everyone's love language. God, love languages feel like such a millennial concept. I bet you those Gen Zers are not talking about love languages. They're probably like, look at these old people. But like, your love language, the language you receive love and the language that you give love don't always match. And for me, it just happens to be that the language I give love and the language I receive love are both words of affirmation. And I've just been like, I've really been thinking about how I talk to myself and the things I say to myself and the things I let people say to me. I've just been trying to prioritize being kinder to myself and being gentler with myself. Like, it's part of the reason why I was just like, I can't be the person who like is rushing to generate and to be productive right now, because that's just not where my mental health is, and that's not what my mental health will allow me to do. And if I sit there being mean to myself because my mental health won't let me do something, and I keep talking to myself in ways that are like not kind and not generous and not compassionate and not gentle, and if I would be generous and gentle and compassionate with everybody else, why am I not doing those things with myself? I've been really contemplative at night, and just sitting and thinking about ways to honor myself, because the better I feel and the more taken care of I feel, the better I am at caring for other people. And I really want to be the person who offers care, and not care at the expense of my own well-being, because that is not gentle or generous or good or kind either. But I just want to be, that's what I want to be in this next season. I'm 33 now. We're, deep into we're no longer a young adult, but we're not quite midlife situation either. And I've just been really noodling on the type of friend I want to be, noodling on the type of wife I want to be, noodling on the type of sister I want to be, noodling on the type of aunt I want to be. Joshua and I don't plan on having children, so like the only way I get to affect the next generation is in all the kids that my siblings keep having for me. I don't know if you guys know this, but my sister has a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 5-week-old, and my brother has a 3-year-old. So there's lots of little humans running around for me to love on and just be generous and gentle and compassionate and kind to. The world is none of those things, and I really want to make sure that the people around me, make sure they feel that way. Make sure that they feel that like if they don't get it anywhere else, they can trust that if they need that and they need it from me and they come and they ask for it, they'll get it. So I've just been practicing loving on myself first. I feel like if I love on myself first, it'll make it easier for me to love on all the people in my life. And I hope that that's what you're doing right now. I hope that's what, y'all, this Vlogmas situation literally started out. First of all, I wasn't even gonna do vlogs. I was just gonna do the sit and spin. And I did the first vlog and it was literally just like, oh, follow me around in my busy New York City life. And like the further along the month gets, the more I'm just like, what if we kept it real? What if we kept it real? What if we honored all the places we were in right now and honored ourselves in all the places we were in right now? What if we just acknowledged that we're all freaking struggling? I mean, unless you have friends who are not struggling, then kudos to them. But everyone I know is struggling. The world is a terrifying place right now. The world is a place full of grief and sometimes just sheer hopelessness. And like, you look other people in the eye and you see that same hopelessness mirrored back at you. And everyone's just like dancing around the issue. And we call it different things. Oh, I have seasonal affect disorder, or the sunlight's this and all it's this. And it's just like, no, life's hard. Life's hard right now. And I think everyone has had an event this year that has made life hard, or know someone that has had an event. And when I say event, I'm using like a capital E, but then there's also the like global event. Like there's big things happening. I have so much respect for my mom for coming out of this fire situation as like strong and as put together as she did, because I don't know how they did it. But like this whole summer, like literally watching my parents lose everything in like a minute, things have just been a lot. Things have just been a lot. And I don't think I really gave myself time and space to like deal with any of those things and to unpackle any of those things. And I just don't want, oh, hold on. Hold for Mama Starlight. What's up, Sel? Y'all, the cake has been secured. I'm going to send my mother money as soon as I hang up. As soon as I put this camera down, I'm sending my mom money because the cake has been secured and I'm very excited about that. Yeah, so I hope you find space and room to honor all the people you were. The year's really coming to an end. And I think this is really a good space for us to all kind of just we all get a little bit contemplative and think a little bit more and spend a little bit of time living with the people we were and thinking about the people we want to become. And I hope the person you want to become is gentle to yourself, gentle to people around you, but not gentle to a fault that you put yourself in danger, as that's the fun, the fun and space. We were talking about both and spaces. That's a fun and space, finding that balancing line between being gentle to yourself and gentle to the world, but also like protecting your peace. And that takes work. It takes work. So, happy working, y'all. Happy labor. Joyful labor. Real creative and constructive labor. The labor that changes lives and changes the world. That's what I wish for you. Time and energy to do the labor that changes lives and changes the world. I love you. Go make something fun today. See you tomorrow.